Hey anime fans, this is Animaniatrix. I'm Alpha Treyu. I'm here with
Oasis Gym.
yes, we just finished watching
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer, the movie.
The movie.
What's it called? The Mugen Train, something.
Something Japanese.
Something in Japanese. Something about a train. I know the movie was about a train or them in a train. Let's get into it. Oasis. Now I gotta ask you, what did you think about Mugen Train?
Well, when the movie first started, and they was on a train, I thought they was gonna be on a train, the whole movie.
Yeah, you was right. And you was right. And you was absolutely right. I couldn't believe it at first. I was like, okay, it's called something about a train, so
It kind of sounded like it was gonna be boring. Just them on the train. Just kind of seemed like it was gonna be boring.
well, I knew since it was Demon Slayer, it couldn't possibly be boring, right? It's Demon Slayer. How could it be boring, right? But being in the train for 2 hours,
yeah.
how's they gonna pull that one off? That was my
Is
thought.
there much to do in a train?
Yeah, well, what is it exactly? And I was getting when it came in, I was getting that Resident Evil vibes from. I don't know if you're familiar with the Resident Evil game. I think it's Resident Evil 0, the one where they on the train. That's the vibe I was getting out of when especially when the demons started, spawning.
I didn't play that game. I didn't play Resident Evil too much. Too scary.
Okay, well. What were your thoughts?
I enjoyed the movie. Got to see all my favorite characters again. I enjoyed it.
I didn't think this was going to be canon. It seemed like canon. It seemed like because it basically picked up where they left off in the series, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. When they was chasing the train.
right. So my thoughts are like on the bright side because this could have been an entire arc. Had this been Naruto or something, they would have dragged this train on. What right? So I'm kind of happy they condensed it and decided, hey, we might as well just make a movie out of this. We don't want to make a 10-part episode of that arc of them just being on a train, right? Have a sip of that.
That would have been a second movie then. If they would did it like that.
No, you know what I'm talking about, like how some shows like with a concept like this, or they'll just make this into an arc. They'll just call it like the Mugen Train arc, and it'd be like 10 episodes long or something, and then every episode is like one episode you're in Tanjiro's dream, another episode you're in Hashira's dream, another episode you're in a Boar's dream. You're like, yeah, they would make it into like an entire arc. So I'm kind of happy they condensed it and just made it into a 2-hour movie. Cause 2 hours at 20 minutes a pop could have easily been like 5 episodes.
Yeah.
And then if they decided, oh well, and then especially if they say, all right, might as well put more into it. Especially when you throw flashbacks into the mix now, because they want to make it a bit longer. Now you got a 12 episode arc, and they'll just call it the Mugen Train arc. So I'm happy they just was like, you know what? Let's just cut out the fat, trim the fat, leave the meat, and make it into a movie, and just get past this arc quickly, or get past this part quickly, because that means once we get back to the series, like season 2, what I'm expecting for season 2 is to be where they basically left off with this train. Instead of, like I said, picking up from them getting on the train. And the reason why I say it's canon, it must be canon, because of how the movie ended. With the fire Hashira. How do you say that? Hashira? The Hashirama. Well, who's Hashirama? Oh, that's Naruto. The fire Hashira, right?
Hashira.
Yeah. But the way that ended, so it's like, okay, this must be canon. You know, I'd be surprised if season 2 we see him again. You know what I'm saying? Especially the way, you know, all the other Hashiras was just like, really? Like when the crows came and told him what happened, he like, really?
I wouldn't be surprised if he just came back to life. Like in a lot of animes do. Kill off your character and just bring them back some magical kind of way. I wouldn't be surprised they throw that in there.
Yeah, so, man, this movie was crazy. This movie was crazy. I didn't think they could pull off a 2 hour, entertaining 2 hours of them just sitting on the train. Like, I didn't see that part coming. 2 hours of them on a train.
Nope, I didn't either.
I didn't see that coming. And then at the end with the fight scene, after they finally got rid of the one demon, supposed to be, I guess, that was supposed to be number 5. Because in the way that the series ended, or season 1 ended, right, with the forgot that dude's name, with the guy, the original demon. The original demon, he made like 12 what are they called? Kazuki. The 12 upper demons. And then Tanjiro and them, they got rid of like the first 6 or something, or first 7, or first 6. But I'm remembering the one scene where at the end, like the girl demon's like watching him kill all the other demons. Oh yeah, that's what happened. I think he killed off all of them because they were unnecessary. And then he left one because she was just so like into him and praising him.
I remember.
And then he decided to give her all this power.
Okay.
And I'm guessing that that dream demon, that was who that was supposed to be. Right?
So, yeah.
That was supposed to be that one. I guess that was supposed to be either the 5th or 6th. I'm not sure. I'm not keeping track of the numbers. But all I know is the upper 5 is what's left, because he basically decided to off, you know, the original demon, whatever his name is, the one that Tanjiro was after, the Kira Nezuko. He decided to just kill off his minions himself, the Kazuki. I think they're called the Kazuki.
Yeah, I think that's the name.
Right, so I didn't expect that at the end of the movie, the upper third one ended up showing his face. Like, where did this one come from? Like, boss battle out of nowhere, which was dope.
Much about him.
Dope ass boss battle at the end. Finally got to see what a Hashira could do. I feel like this was kind of like them power scaling him, though. Like power scaling the capabilities of Hashira. Right? And they power scaled the upper 3. So basically, we can expect that the upper Kazuki, or the upper demons, they are basically single or one-on-one. They are basically stronger than the Hashira.
That's what it seemed like.
Right. So, how many Hashira does it take to get rid of one Kazuki?
Probably the whole squad. Just to get rid of one.
It seemed like if it wasn't for the sun, you know, that demon would have slayed the entire train.
If it wasn't for the sun.
If it wasn't for the sun, that demon would have offed Tanjiro, Boarhead, Sunshine Boy, and the entire train. And Nezuko in the box.
If only the sun was a Hasuki. Wait, how do you say it?
Hashirama.
Hashira.
Hashira.
If only the sun was a Hashira.
Why would... the sun itself?
Sun, yes. Sun could be all
I guess you can consider the sun Hashira, because it does slay. He has no problem slaying demons.
Then they come out at certain times.
That sun is an ultimate demon slayer. And I was so mad too the way that thing ran off. The third, he was talking all that shit during the fight, right? Talking all that shit to the Hashira, just to run at the end. Like, oh, I gotta get out of here. Like, he was talking all that shit about how weak everybody is, but nigga, you running from the sun. Talking about, oh, why don't you be a demon? You know, we're ultimate. We're the most powerful. We're the ultimate. They talk about how
that is funny.
They're so much stronger than humans. We're so much stronger. You know, you could live forever. We could fight forever. Soon as the sun come out, he like, oh shit, I gotta go. Look at him, ran with his tail between his legs. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh man, I wanted Tanjiro to slice him right there so bad. I was like, oh, get him. I was damn near wasn't even breathing. I was like, yo, come on. The boar bull, he hops up in the sky, does his twin boar strike. I'm like, come on.
I thought they all was gonna get him right then.
I was so mad. He ran like a bitch.
And I thought they was gonna get him while he was running.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna pin him down. For real, I don't know why the Hashira just didn't have enough arm room to just slice his head off clean. He was struggling with his head. Like, I didn't understand that. The sword was halfway through his spinal cord, halfway through his neck, and he couldn't just slice it.
I guess he just didn't have enough strength.
Clean off. I didn't get that part.
Lost all his strength.
But even that aside, I thought they was going to jump him. I was like, yes, because I thought they was going to give Tanjiro the final strike. I was like, yes, come on, Tanjiro, you got this. And then the boy, he's running into the forest. He's like, oh, I got to get away from the sun. I'm like, get his ass. Ran right into the forest. And that last chuck, when he chucked that sword at him.
He should have been aiming for his head.
Either way, he would have healed. You remember how fast that boy was healing? Shit.
You think he would have healed through the head?
Yes. The only way to kill one of them things is through the neck with a demon sword. That's the only way to get them clear across the neck. That's why they aim for them. That's why they go for decapitation. But I'm thinking that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going, that final, he threw it like a dart through the forest right after. I thought that was going to go clean across his neck. Like, I thought it was going to go down like that. Like, all right, yeah, final swing. When I stabbed his back, I was like, okay, is he going to follow him? Obviously, it didn't, you know what I'm saying?
I thought they was all going to run after him.
They let him run off. It's like, he's right there. Why are y'all standing around?
I definitely thought...
Go after him.
What's his name? Yosuke? The guy with the boar head. I thought he was definitely going to go after him, chase him down.
Like, what was the problem? Why did y'all all... Tanjiro standing at the edge of the woods, screaming into the woods, calling him a punk. Like, yeah, we know Tanjiro, but, why are you not chasing him? I'm pretty sure wherever he is going, not only can you follow him, but you're likely to have the advantage when you get there. Like, was he going to find a shadowy, hang out in the shade or something? Like, wherever he was going, with a dimly lit cave or some shit.
He was already injured.
Wherever he was going, I'm pretty sure Tanjiro could have tracked him down. Not only tracked him down, but had the advantage once he got to him. We gonna do hide in the shadow of a tree from the sun? Like, he probably camped out all day waiting for the sun to go down so he could go find a dark cave or something. Like, where is he? Where was he going? He wasn't going nowhere. He like, I gotta seek refuge. Y'all should have tracked him down.
Yeah, they should have.
the guy, the board. They both got the great sense of smell. Go track him. The birds, the crows are there crying. Why are y'all crying? Fly over the dang woods and track this mofo down. I was just mad at that.
Tanjiro out, Tanjiro out there yelling and screaming at him. I'm like, why is he yelling and screaming, pouring out his guts and feelings when he could be chasing the guy down? You're scared. You're nothing but a scaredy cat.
I'm like, is y'all really that slow?
Instead of talking the whole time.
I was like, I know the problem isn't the fact that they're slow. Because even if he got some distance, they still can track him. They have everything that they need right there at disposal to track that demon in that forest. You know what I'm saying? They got the aerial advantage with the crow. You know what I'm saying? Tanjiro has an incredible sense of smell. And the boar as well. He has a credible sense as well. Because remember in this show, he basically was able to track shit in the mountains in that spider arc. Right? That spider. So they both have the capability to track this thing. And it's not that many places this demon can go with the sun right there. Like, where was he? Like, I'm sorry, I just can't get over that. Where was he going to go? He going to bury a tunnel, dig a hole, and hide in the hole or something? Like, oh, man. And he wasn't, to me, I just feel like he wasn't going nowhere. Once the sun was coming up, there was nowhere for him to run, for him to just completely vanish like that. That was corny.
He just been hiding in a forest till the sun go down.
Exactly. I know that's what he's doing. In the shade, just camping out in the shade, just waiting for the sun to go down. That has got to be what he's doing. Dug a hole real fast, hiding in the hole. You know.
You don't think maybe he teleported back to his lair?
Teleported? They don't have teleportation.
Not teleport.
My point is, wherever he going, they got the advantage. It don't matter if he went to It doesn't matter if he went to
different realm.
It doesn't matter if he went back to his hideout.
Yeah.
Or wherever he was going. Don't matter where he was going. If they would have followed him, they would have had the advantage. Because it's daylight. He would have had nowhere to go. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm just a little hot because that just seemed corny. They just let him escape. And the bored dude just standing there like, I'm going to just stand here with the Hashirama.
I think he should have, as soon as Tanjiro threw that sword, he should have went in there chasing him.
Yeah, man.
You only run so dang fast with a sword through you.
I'm sorry. That ending was crazy. That fight was crazy. Now we see what a Hashirama could do. We know what the Hashiramas could do. And we know what a Kazukis can do. Mm-hmm. Now we know they can't square up. We know the Hashiramas can't square up with the Kazukis because they don't have the power and on a one-on-one to run the ones. They don't have the ability to run the ones. They gotta either my prediction is either they're gonna have to do this in groups to get rid of the rest, or Tanjiro's gonna have some type of power boost at some point in the season to where he's gonna be the sole demon slayer that's able to run the ones with them Kazukis.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh man. Anyway, how about them dreams though?
Oh,
how about them dreams though?
Tanjiro had the most beautiful dream.
You think that was beautiful?
Well, with the sky part was beautiful.
That was his subconscious.
Well, his subconscious is beautiful.
Yeah, his subconscious was beautiful. I don't even think my subconscious would have been that beautiful. I know my dreams would have been lit. Because they dreams, Tanjiro's dreams was like, what, a family in the mountains. That's kind of like, you know,
White picket fence.
my dreams, I would have had bitches. I would have had all types of shit going on in my dreams, turning up. I would have had all types of different shit going on, Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Like, just in a completely different world. He's just in a log cabin picking coal. Like, he's like, I would do this for the rest of my life. It's like, really? Like, this is what your fantasy is?
That's your dream.
Like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, everybody do you. Like, if that's what your wildest dreams are, hey. But I'm just saying. I think my dreams would have been on a whole nother level than the boar. His dream. I'm actually happy with who's actually able to see what his dreams are, because throughout the series, I always question what is going on in this mofo's head. Mm-hmm. What is going on in his head? Because he's too like bipolar for me, and it's like a lot of times I'm questioning why is Boarhead even bothering to follow Tanjiro around. But now that we were able to see what his dreams are, it's like, oh, he is delusional. That's why he's following Tanjiro around. He's delusional. It's something he's really thrown off. Like, he thinks he's the captain because, like, you know, at first I was like, all right, like he clearly doesn't care about. It seemed, or it came off that way in the first season. Like, it seemed like he really didn't care about Tanjiro or like the group itself or like sticking with them. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, why don't he just, like, he just seemed too much of like a flight risk to me. He seemed too flighty, and I was always worried about him just going off and doing his own thing because he just seemed way too flighty. But now that we see his fantasy, he's really delusional. He think he's the head honcho, and Tanjiro, Nezuko, and whatever the Sunshine Boy is his what do you call him? What did he call them? His minions. So I'm happy we got to see his dream. I don't know what the Thunder Samurai the Thunder Slayer Blondie, the blonde hair one. I'm not surprised at his dream.
The one that always sleep fights unconscious.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at his dream. Basically, just run around with Nezuko. I'm not surprised at that. But to be honest, I kind of thought like his dream was gonna be a little more elaborate. Kind of like painting him, he's seeing himself as something that he's not, like brave or something, and being praised for his bravery and how courageous he is, because he's a coward and he's always crying, right? So in his dream, I thought it was going to be like, okay, everything that he's not, he might be displaying in his dream. No, it's just him running around with Nezuko, so he's that into Nezuko. I'm not surprised at that. Not too surprised.
I think I would have had more of a dream like his.
Yeah.
Yep. I would have been running around in my dreams with you. I think it's so quiet. Anyways, yeah, I like Tanjiro's dream the most.
I thought you said you would have been blind. The blind guy's dream was the best.
I guess I'm still talking about. I was still talking. in the moment of the sky. Yeah, my dream would have been more of in the sky.
With the fairy Pikmin.
Yeah, with them. But like happily in love in there.
So
my dream would have been more
so
in
you
there.
would have been like, so your dream would have been around romance.
Yeah.
That's what you're okay.
I would have had a romantic dream.
And you would have the fairy Pikmin in there. Over the rainbow.
Yeah, well, I guess they would have been in there too. I don't really know what they would have been doing, but they would have been there.
And then what was it? The Hashua's dream. His was the most. I think his was the most questionable because it really didn't seem like a fantasy.
No, it didn't.
His just seemed like I wouldn't even. I didn't for real. I didn't even understand why he stayed asleep. That kind of dream, I'd have woke up.
I thought he was awake when he was choking the girl.
Oh yeah, when he
I
just
thought he was
woke.
awake.
Yo, man, I was like, yes. I got hyped soon as she walked up on his spirit core, and he got up and choked. I was like, yes. So now he's still
I
asleep.
thought he was wide awake at that part with his eyes all wide open.
I was about to say sorry.
Choking her. You think his eyes should have been open or?
Like he was unconscious. That's basically like she said, like trained reflexes, or our sense of survival or survival skill. He just sensed danger and he was able to protect himself even while unconscious. You know, kind of like
cool.
kind of like Blondie's able to do. But I think he got it turned up to 100.
He does unconsciously. Yeah, pretty cool. And Nezuko using her fire ability.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
I thought, to be honest, I thought she was just gonna wake up and wake everybody else up. I was gonna be simple as that. Thought she was gonna wake up, probably kick the kids' asses. You know what I'm saying? I thought she was gonna save everybody. You know what I mean? Turns out they gotta literally commit suicide in their dreams in order to wake up.
And that part was crazy.
Yeah, so I was kind of proud at Tanjiro when he was on the train and the demon kept putting him to sleep. At first I thought he was just like adapting to the ability, and it started to the effect started to wear off, which is true. But at the same time, it was effective. But he was coping with it. He learned how to do so. Meaning this dude is leveling up as he's fighting. Mm-hmm. Some stuff like that I see like on Batman, for example. I like when shows show an element like that, like a character growing, or you could tell a character is like leveling up during a fight like that, just by like that adaptation, and then it sticks with him. Like you'll see that in Batman. Like Batman will go through something, and based on something that he's learned from a previous encounter, he'll implement what he's learned in the future. So I like seeing that in the show. Like, so I'm kind of proud seeing Tanjiro do that. Like, you got me with this once, but you ain't about to get me with it again. You know what I'm saying? But then
First, so we thought it was like that.
But then
we thought it was like that.
Yeah, we thought it was like that. But then once the thing took over the entire train and turned into this train, octo train or whatever, and it started having all them eyes. I'm like, okay, didn't we do this already? This guy's a one trick pony. Aren't you able to deal with the dreams? Like I don't know why. It's like he kind of like double backed with that one. Like I thought he was past that already. Like that wasn't going to be an effective. He almost committed suicide. If it wasn't for Boar's head. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for Boar's head, which I had to applaud him because he was on it. The way he came down, slicing all them eyes up. Yo, I was like, yes.
Yeah, I like that part.
Yes.
The eyes couldn't tell where he was looking because of
the mask.
Yes.
Yes.
That was cool.
And I also like Nezuko. She in there looking like Rock Lee.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I wanted her to have a little more screen time. I wish they did a little bit more with Nezuko fighting.
They could
So
have added her fire in there.
I don't think, like, I understand Tanjiro's the focus, but you got, what was it, 5, 6 or 7 carts full of people, and you got Nezuko, the Hashirama, and the Sunshine Boy all in there fighting. I just kind of wish we saw a little bit more of what they were actually doing. Mm-hmm. Especially, I wanted to see Nezuko getting it in.
Yeah, they could have showed.
You know that we could have got a couple more minutes of that. You know, 3 or 4 minutes just to see, you know, a little team up, little special attack, little in sync fighting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They didn't give us that. So I mean, I'm just saying mostly for Nezuko because she looked good fighting. Mm-hmm. You know, she looked like she could hold it down, hold her own. But
yeah, would have been nice. They could have showed more. But I enjoyed all their fight screens they did have. The ending was sad with the fire Hoshira dying.
I don't have nothing to say. I have no comments on that. I'll let people.
Rengoku.
I'll let the fans, you know, deal with that subject because you know, when it comes to stuff like that in a show, I never know what direction or what direction the show is going to take or what's going to happen. So I don't really get into. I don't really want to. I don't have much to say about that. What do you have to say about that? It sounded like it was touching to you.
Well, it was. I wanted to see more what he could do, and I don't know. I just want his fighting longer. Wasn't long enough, but he still fought a good fight. The guy that sleeps, no, the guy that fights unconsciously. His dream.
The blonde hair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. His dream was creepy.
You mean his subconscious?
His subconscious was creepy.
I think it matched pretty much why. I mean, it showed to me. It made it make sense as to why he's able to attack subconsciously, because or unconsciously, because when he goes unconscious, he's able to do that one attack, right, where he's like flashpoint striking. Mm-hmm. So when he's unconscious, he's able to do that. So it makes sense that in his subconscious, he has that guy in there with the scissors. You know, how that looked, basically. They kind of pieced it together for me.
Yeah, I like how they put that in there.
I feel like making that demon the train was kind of a cop out. I ain't gonna front. Because when he chopped his head off and it's like, no, you thought you killed me, but I'm the entire train. It's just like, what? Like, really? Now he's the train. Now you gotta slay the train. I think that was kind of a cop out. I mean, granted, I just feel like he should have had more power rather than trying to put somebody to sleep. You feel me? I mean, it made sense as far as his agenda to devour everybody on the train, but by merging with the train, and then now they actually gotta kill a runaway train, or the train became a demon. It was just like, really, now they gotta kill the train.
It didn't seem like he had much power, but it's putting you to sleep.
Putting people to sleep.
That was it.
And I think no, and see, ideally, I think that's a dope thing, cause like even even when I play Pokemon games, right? I always like to have a Pokemon on my team that can use something that puts my opponents to sleep, whether it be sleep powder or hypnosis or yawn. I like an attack that puts the opponent to sleep. And even more so if I can find a way to put Dream Eater on the team, right? So I just favor that tactic, like, that Dream Eater tactic. So I think that's why I kind of like this character, because it was about dreams, anytime an anime or a show explores or plays with that concept of dreams, or has a character that deals with dreams, I like them. But I don't think this guy was tactical enough, because I just feel like, all right, for one, he is a one-trick pony. All he could do was put somebody to sleep. I think he should have had something else to back that up, instead of just, what was it, tentacles? Like, that was kind of like, all right, I guess. But it was primarily around him putting somebody to sleep. If you can't put somebody to sleep, you're basically useless. So, if that's the case, then he should have been paired up with somebody. Kind of like how they did with the Akatsuki. Akatsuki and Naruto, they traveled around in pairs to kind of like cover each other's base. If all you could do is put somebody to sleep, you need somebody there to, like, deal with the offensive, instead of, just being by yourself and, I can't put him to sleep. Like, what do? I'm completely helpless. That being said, I think he could have done. I think he could have been more tactical. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like he had a lot of potential, but he wasn't tactical enough to take advantage of what he had, because his skills are great. They're really good, and I do think, like, if under the right circumstances, he probably could have definitely took all of them out. He would have won, right? But for one, he kept making a mistake of using the same thing over Tanjiro, like when he didn't adapt until he realized, oh, okay, Tanjiro was actually waking up, so let me give him a bad dream instead. But by then it was too late. Like, you should have adapted,
After 10 tries.
Switched your strategy up. Yeah, like after 10 tries, now you want to switch your strategy up and give him a nightmare. It's like, you should have gave him a nightmare.
When did that?
When you got in his face, then it would have, instead of like waiting until he got stronger, or got started to adapt. Right. Another thing, I think what I would have did is put him in a dream that seemed like reality, so he wouldn't have known if he was asleep or not. Right. I think they missed that. They missed the opportunity to use that as to give him the advantage. Because imagine that if Tanjiro went to sleep, but it was actually real, or like the same circumstance, he doesn't know if he's asleep or not, or he thinks it's real, because he's like, if it was a dream but it mimicked like his environment was a reality, he's still standing in front of the guy, they'll still think he's fighting and thinking he's winning, but it's really a dream. If he would have put him under that type of illusion, I can't see Tanjiro got out of that. You know what I mean?
They could have threw that in there.
Like, if when Tanjiro got up there on the roof,
put more oomph to his power.
Right. If Tanjiro got up there on the roof and confronted him and was like, basically, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, Tanjiro's all right, did like the face off, and then he says, okay, puts him in the illusion, and he don't know if he's still awake or not, and he's fighting, but he swear he winning, but he really sleep the whole time. Like, they should have did that. I don't know why they didn't do that, but they probably did that because there would have been no way to wake him up. Because if he would have fell under that, I can't see that. I can't see how he would have got out of that. Which also makes me think about when he was in the dream, and that spirit came out of nowhere talking about you have what you need. You have what you need to cut at your disposal. Something, draw your weapon. Basically, giving him a hint to cut his own head off. What was up with that? I thought they was going to go into that a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? They didn't. That just. What was that? That was his. It looked like.
I thought maybe his fire dance was going to get talked about or something.
Yeah, I thought that was his. It came. All right, that must have been his father, right?
Mm-hmm.
They gave him a hint of how to wake up. But even that spirit itself, I thought was going to. There was no explanation behind that. They just showed it at that one part, and then that was it. Yeah. So like, it wouldn't have been dope if they had that like as a scene, if they had it as a scene where the guy he puts him the demon puts him to sleep, but he puts him in a sleep or an illusion that mimics him still standing there fighting him, but it's really a dream, and then the spirit of his father comes in, and it be on some Teen Gohan Goku type shit, father son. You know what I'm saying? Fighting the dream. Get out of Tanjiro. You're still asleep. Wake up. You're like, oh, what? I really am asleep?
Oh, yeah,
Something that would have been nice, like a little, bring a little more, like, yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm asking too much for 2 hours, right?
I'm asking too much, too.
That probably would have been in the 12 episode arc, Mugen Train arc, if they actually went that far, right?
They would have put more hours on that.
Well, that's my take on that demon. I think that demon had all the abilities to be better, right? Because even the upper third demon really didn't show any ability like that. Like so far we've seen every Kazuki's every one of the Kazuki's we've seen has some type of, they call it demon blood art or demon art. Mm-hmm. The one Kazuki, he was able to play the drums. You know what I'm saying? The other one, he was a spider. And I think there was another one. I just forget exactly what the ability was. But then this one was the dream one. But the upper Kazuki didn't show any skill. He didn't show any abilities. All he basically did was fight. All of them can regenerate. But basically all he did was fight. So either it's still up to discover if he has any more abilities or some type of demon art, or that's basically what to expect from the upper five. That all they can do is basically they just got hands and can regenerate.
Maybe he didn't get enough time to use his demon art because the sun was coming up.
Or either that or that the Hashiramas are just too weak. They don't even need to use their demon arts. So they just so weak. By comparison.
He's so weak he didn't even have to.
Didn't even need to use it. But like I said, that Dream Eater ability, I just think that was a really good ability. They could have did a lot more with that. I mean, understand, like they were able to make a movie out of that ability. That ability is so good. They was able to make a movie with it. But I just think if that demon was more tactical and had more like battle sense, he would have been able to tip the scales just a little bit better, made it a little bit more difficult for Tanjiro and them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Use his little hand. You know what I'm saying? Let his hand go off and I don't know. Like, I feel like there was just more that could have happened instead of just merging him with the train. That was just kind of like a cop-out to me. Like, what are you going to do as a train?
His hand sounded like it had some kind of power of its own.
Yeah, what was up with that? The hand didn't do nothing else. I thought the hand was at least going to jump off the train and run away, and then like live to see another day type shit. You're going to regenerate somewhere else. Like I thought that was going to happen.
Oh yeah, they could have did that at the end.
You know what I'm saying?
Just like, oh,
the hand's like, yeah, this is just true. This is just true head, and then the hand just run off into the woods, and nobody suspects anything on some Orochimaru type shit. Like his hand crawls off. And then he can regenerate his entire body from just his hand. Like I was like, what?
They could have put that. They could have did that too.
The hand had a whole face. And mouth.
It's a lot of directions that could have went.
Right? Could have had one of the kids, you know what I'm saying, grab the hand and jump off the train with the hand. No, I want to stay in a dream. And then just jump off the train with the hand, like. I'm just saying, I'm kind of disappointed with a character with such a good ability like that be wasted to that degree, and calling him merging with the train a boss battle. I think that's corny. Like the boss battle should have been as like a linked dream, and had to fight him in the dream world or some shit. That's what should have been the boss battle.
Yeah.
Fighting him in the dream world, and each of them had to go into each other's dreams to wake each other up or some shit, and then fight him on the astral plane or something. I mean, granted, it's been done. They want to do something else. They want to make him into a train. But where were they going with that? There was not much they could have did with that other than exactly what they did.
Make it into a
They
train.
basically made the train a digestive tract and tried to devour the people. It's like you didn't even get the work. You didn't even finish the job before you started trying to devour everybody. Like, come on. At least finish off these demon slayers before you start trying to feast. Finish your job first. Like, what was the rush? Everybody sleep. What was the rush to digest them while they're fighting you? Like, that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to eat dinner and you got a bunch of flies around you distracting you. Either going to take your food and go somewhere else or try to kill the flies so you can sit down and eat in peace. He's trying to eat at the same time, and he wondered why he failed at the end. What did he say? He went on that whole tangent about, he was like, what did he say? I was like, I failed. And he's like,
able to eat no.
I couldn't eat nobody. What do you think? You didn't even try to kill off any of these demons. So you sitting there trying to eat. That's like you trying to reach for some food. Somebody smacks your hand away from it, and then you just keep trying to reach your hand, and somebody smacks your hand away. You reach again and you smack your hand away. It's like, when are you going to realize that you're not going to be able to eat as long as this person is slapping your hand away? You got to deal with the person slapping your hand away first.
Right.
Deal with these demon slayers, and then you could possibly eat. As I said, like, he could have put everybody under a collective dream, and then like they would have had to deal with him in the dream world or something, or had it to where they put him in a dream or some shit. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they could have been a little more clever. I don't know how they could have went about it. I'm not telling them how they should have did it. I'm just saying that train merging with the train was kind of like it was. I don't know. It was kind of anticlimactic. It was unfulfilling to see. Turning the train into a digestive system. You got tentacles all over the place. Tentacles with eyes, constantly trying to protect the neck of the train. Like, he made it seem as if like eating the people was going to give him the nourishment that he needed to deal with the demon slayers. And then another question I got: where was that train going? If he merged with that train, knowing the sun was about to come up soon, what, the whole train was just going to vanish?
That would have been a fail.
You're cracking up. just saying, like, let's say, like, they never got. Let's say Tanjiro and the boar's head never snapped the train's neck. For argument's sake, let's say they never did, and they were just unsuccessful at that. And the train, he merged with the train. He was able to eat everybody on the train. Where was he going? Once he became the train, what was he going to do? Dock at the next station and wait till the sun came up to fizzle him out? Like, that just kind of didn't make any sense. What was the point of merging with the train? That's why I say, like, he should have just turned to the hand and just crawled off.
I guess he would have kept letting people on so he could have kept devouring them.
Yeah, but once the sun come out, that train would have been destroyed. It's a demon train. The demons can't survive in the sunlight. He's going to go to a tunnel, hang out in the tunnel. Clearly, clearly he still needed a conductor.
I forgot about that.
He clearly needed the conductor because the conductor was still in there, looking like, oh shit, like call him slipping, like he was in there asleep.
He still needed somebody to
he
drive
still needed
the train.
he clearly still needed a conductor. So I don't know, what was the point of that? Like, all right, you turn into the train, and then once you're fully merged with the train, and you don't got a conductor, you're just sitting there as a train now, like Thomas the Train Engine, but you can't even move yourself because you need a conductor. I don't know. That made no sense. He was just going to dock it to the next port.
That's crazy.
We're going to dock into the next port, and then the train would have disappeared. See, that's why I say they didn't make it clear. Can he unmerge from the train? Because it seemed like once he merged with the train, that was a wrap. He's a train now. He's a demon train. He became the train.
I think he could have unmerged.
His entire system seemed like it was connected to that train. If he could have unmerged with the train, he should have did it before Tanjiro sliced it. Because if he could have emerged from it, that would have saved.
He would have got out of that.
It's like, oh shit, they trying to cut my neck off on the train. Let me dislocate my hand from the wrist and crawl off with the little girl and get me to safety. Like, he had no backup plan. Like, what was the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, he turned to a train for what? You still need a conductor. I don't like how they did that character. But then again, probably it's just because he bestowed power onto that demon, and he gave that demon so much power that the demon didn't even know what to do with it. He gave him so much power that he didn't even know how to use it. Let me have those powers. Let me have those types of powers. You know, I would have had all types of tricks up my sleeve. You know what I'm saying? I'd have had you fighting yourself. Thinking that I would have had you fighting yourself, but you really fighting your homie. And y'all both sleep and y'all killing each other. Like, I would have had all types of tricks up my sleeve. Tanjiro would have been fighting the boar's head and they both sleep unconscious fighting each other. That's how I would have did shit. And they think they fighting me.
That'd be interesting. That would have been interesting.
Meanwhile, my hand is my real head at the back of the train with one of the children hold me, and soon as shit goes south, I had a bitch jump out the window and so I can live to see another day. Before the sun comes up. Because, like I said, once that sun came up, what was his plan? The time between the sun coming up, and the train crashing was not enough time to show what that demon would have done by the time the sun was fully up. Or by the time, like, what he had, like, I don't know, it just didn't seem like he had any type of coherent plan.
Mm-mm. I guess this devoured the people on her, and that was it.
Alright, I'm done roasting that damn demon. Cause alright.
Guess that's all he had to offer. Couldn't think of nothing else.
I know YouTube probably gonna be like, yo, he going in on this movie. But anyway, anime fans, definitely recommend this movie.
I recommend it too.
I'm going to rate it probably the same as whatever I rated Demon Slayer. I think I rated Demon Slayer the series as an 8, so I think I'm just gonna give this an 8 along with the series because it just basically seems like a continuation, just not the instead of giving us a season, they gave us a 2-hour movie.
Mm. I think I also rated it an 8. It would have got a 9 or 10 if the if the dream guy would have did more, could have did more.
And they probably dialed the dream guy back because they were going to feature that other the upper third demon. But I feel like if they was going to feature a Kazuki, they could at least feature they featured the dream demon and the upper Kazuki. Why didn't they feature another Hashirama? You know what I'm saying? Just to even the playing field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they could have easily evened the playing field if they was going to add 2 upper level demons. They could have had a second Hashirama to back them up. Not to take away from the plot. But just to show, like, you know what I'm saying, make the movie a little more balanced instead of just seeming, I don't know.
I guess they could have.
Anyway, I've been talking a lot. I know you have a lot to say. Oasis. I know you have tons to say.
No, I kind of said all of my what I was going to say. I said it all. No, I don't really have anything else more to add.
All right. Well, you know what that means. That's it for our commentary. Again, we were going to give this. Well, I'm going to give this an 8. Oasis says she gives it a solid 8. So it looks like we're going to give it an 8. So, guys, let us know what you think of the movie. Was I too harsh on the movie? You know, do you agree with what I'm saying? Let us know or let me know, cause you might say something that I didn't even consider. Right? So let's get the discussion. That's it for our commentary, guys. Enjoy the movie.